Yeah, hi there. These comments are for one of my online TOEFL course students, and I'm reading your integrated writing practice test number 3 on credit cards. All right, so I think you're getting a little bit better with your word count. You still have a ways to go. You are about 171 words, right? Now, my question is, I think you need to include an introduction, I think, that frames what's happening in your response. You can do that by taking the first line here and then take the first line over here. See this? Then you can put them together here. So you'll say something like this. You need that introduction. So the reading passage, instead of according to, just say, the reading passage discusses the benefits of using credit cards. And the listening passage gives some, you might want to say, counter argues those claims by giving some disadvantages about having credit cards. So I think this is helpful here, because now we can see from the beginning we have what's called an introduction. I think for writing purposes it's a good idea to include an introduction. Now, you don't have to include a lot, but just something like this. The reading passage discusses the benefits of using credit cards, and the listening passage kind of argues those claims by giving some disadvantages about having credit cards. And that way you don't even need this here. First, one advantage of credit cards is the purchase power and ease of purchase. Makes it easier. So you say shopping convenience. I like that. I think that's a good synonym. Credit cards offer credit cards offer customers shopping convenience. You might say here the voice marker. People do not need to carry large amounts of cash. Then maybe say comma, especially when people pay for So instead of huge consumption, let's say this: when people pay for flights, hotel, accommodations, and rentals. credit cards, according the author, also help people to establish, instead of build, you can say that. Personal credit lines, instead of saying it, you might say which. Can help people, instead of saying in many aspects, help people to find jobs. And what else? Yeah, I'm going to change that and say this. So I'm kind of looking at some of the points over here and then making some minor adjustments to what you wrote. All right, let's keep looking here. So what you did is it's called a chunking organization, where you're putting all the points to the reading passage in one paragraph and then all the points in the listening in another. So you can do that. It is possible to use that kind of organization. So let's keep going here. Let me spell check it quickly. Okay, so it says first, credit cards offer customers shopping convenience according to the reading passage, since people do not need to carry large amounts of cash, especially when people pay for flights, hotel accommodations, and auto rentals. Second, credit cards, according to the author, also help people to establish credit lines, along with a positive, responsible credit history, which can help people to find jobs and apply for loans. Okay, I think we're okay here. We got third, people's consumption records can help them when the goods are stolen, lost, or destroyed. You might say, this is not quite complete here. I'm going to say the author finally explains that since credit card companies typically keep the receipts for the items that consumers buy, people and have protection when the goods are stolen, lost, or destroyed. Okay, I think we have it. Okay, now, probably don't need this first part here. The speaker agrees with the author that credit cards are easy to use you might say here, encourage people if you look at what it's saying, so it warns that credit cards encourage people to spend more money than they have, which may Second, although credit cards help people build credit ratings, as the reading passage suggests, the speaker claims that if consumers make late payments or miss your payments, credit cards, notice how I'm using kind of a clause within a clause here, claims if consumers make late payments or miss their payments on their credit cards, first, the speaker agrees with the author that credit cards are easy to use, but warns that credit cards encourage people to spend more money than they have, which may cause these people to blow their budgets due to their irresponsible spending. Second, although credit cards help people to build credit ratings, as the reading passage suggests, the speaker claims that if consumers make late payments or miss their payments on their credit cards, people will destroy their credit rating. I'm going to take what you just said and put it at the end. Their poor repayment history. Therefore, according to the speaker, be able to purchase Okay, we have it. So I'm adding a little bit to what you said, right? Remember you had 161 words? Let's take a look here. So now we're at 251. Okay, let's go to the last one. So the main thing is you are organizing your essay correctly. So you're putting the main points to the reading passage here, the main points to the lecture over here. You say third, credit cards they do not protect customers from what? The high interest charges on the unpaid, we'll say unpaid balance of their credit cards. So you say using a credit card, people need to pay a card fee to the bank every year. Looking over here, as you talk about the interest here. I don't see anything about that. It doesn't. It's talking about the interest. There is a fee that credit card companies charge, but the reading passage isn't really focusing on that, so I don't think you need to worry about that idea. That's probably good enough. So third, credit cards, according to the speaker, do not protect customers from the high interest charges and the unpaid balance of their credit cards. These interest charges allow credit card companies to be profitable, but also yeah, I think we have it. We're pretty good here. Okay, so now what we want to do is let's look at our conclusion. So then you can say something like, clearly, the lecture So clearly, the lecture disagrees with the advantages of credit cards mentioned by the speaker in the reading passage. So then we have that. So now let's read the whole thing one more time and we figure out your score. So it says, the reading passage discusses the benefits of using credit cards, and the listening passage counter-argues those claims by giving some disadvantages about having credit cards. First, credit cards offer customers shopping convenience, according to the reading passage, since people do not need to carry large amounts of cash, especially when people pay for flights, hotel accommodations, and auto rentals. Second, credit cards, according to the author, also help people to establish personal credit lines along with a positive, responsible credit history, which can help people to find jobs and apply for loans. Third, the author finally explains that since credit card companies typically keep the receipts for the items that consumers buy, people can have protection when the goods are stolen, lost, or destroyed. Then we go to the lecture. First, the speaker agrees with the author that credit cards are easy to use, but warns that credit cards encourage people to spend more money than they have, which may cause these people to blow their budgets due to their irresponsible spending. Second, although credit cards help people to build credit ratings, as the reading passage suggests, the speaker claims that if consumers make late payments or miss their payments on their credit cards, instead of people, we can probably just say they there, because we already said consumers. They will destroy their credit rating due to their poor repayment history. Therefore, according to the speaker, these consumers will not be able to take out loans on expensive items like cars and homes. Third, credit cards, according to the speaker, do not protect customers from the high interest charges on the unpaid balance of their credit cards. These interest charges allow credit card companies to be profitable, but also cause users to go into large amounts of debt. Clearly, the lecture disagrees with the advantages of credit cards mentioned by the speaker in the reading passage. Okay, now let's figure out your score. I think your essay's better than what you did last time. At least this time, you made an honest effort to explain the ideas using your own grammar and your own vocabulary. So I think you did a little bit better in that regard. So you're working on improving your paraphrasing and your summarizing abilities in academic writing. So that's progress. Right? So I'm actually going to put you in the 3 range on this one. So your response conveys an incomplete, inaccurate, or imprecise connection of the ideas in the lecture to the ideas in the reading passage. So maybe not inaccurate or imprecise, but maybe incomplete. So I think you can probably improve on continuing to develop your ideas a little bit more. So I'm going to put you at 3.0 out of 5, or 20 points out of 30 on this practice test right here. All right, so anyway, thank you very much for your hard work so far this quarter. I do see progress, believe it or not. But I think you're doing better. You understand how to organize this type of this writing task. So keep up the good work. So I just gave you a score of 3.0 out of 5, 20 points out of 30 on this one. So if you go into the syllabus under writing, let's figure out your score. So 3.0 out of 5, this is going to put you at 76% on this essay. All right?